Hello and welcome back to another episode here on my channel. My name is ChaosMole and today we have an exciting gaming news for you, because normally we are talking about news where the gaming industry is screwing something up and is doing something bad. This time we have an exciting news because as it stands, From Software is working at a new entry in the Armored Core series. And if you're like, Armored who? Well, Armored Core was a series which started with the PlayStation 1 and was a pretty long-running series. Think about mechs with Dark Souls elements. It's not completely Dark Souls, but there were definitely a lot of gameplay elements they then took from Armored Core and put them into Dark Souls. So, like Sekiro is not a Dark Souls game. It is similar and is using a lot of gameplay elements from that series. And the same happened with Armored Core, but it was first, right? And unfortunately, the last game we got was at the end of the PlayStation 3 era, not 4, 3. And since then, we didn't really got a new game. Now, a user with the name Red Licorice was going to the Reset Era forums and was saying, hey, I've just finished doing a consumer survey about a new Armored Core game with description, screenshots, and two 30-seconds-ish videos of gameplay, the first boss fight, and the second, more inward gameplay, a snow era. And first he said, hey, I cannot really post the screenshots, they are all unique ID watermarked and I will probably get into trouble, so I don't want to post that here. But that has changed. He has now posted the screenshots and has blurred out the watermarks. So you see a lot of like watermarks on the screen, but you can still see the game itself. I will not show those screenshots here in the video. Why? Because if Bandai Namco is the publisher, they have been always very aggressive against leaks, especially on YouTube. So I don't really want to get into trouble. But there's a link in the video description. You can just click on it and then you will get to the screenshots and you can take a look at them yourself. But, and this is kind of interesting, there was also a little description about what the new Armored Core would be. And let me read you this. Melange, an unknown substance that could dramatically advance human society. In the past, this substance caused a cosmic catastrophe on planet Bashtar that engulfed the surrounding star systems, and eventually its very existence was lost. Decades later, the melange reaction was confirmed again on planet Bashtar. In search of the unknown substance that should have been lost, various speculations begin to swirl. Various parties are getting involved: the government, corporations, cultists, and unknown mercenaries. The protagonist is one of them. The game is a TPS, third-person shooter, mega action title that lets you move around an overwhelmingly scaled map that represents a unique cipher world with dynamic mag action. You will face strong enemies and fierce battles, both long and short range, using guns and blades. The sci-fi world created by Hidetaka Miyazaki. And well, this is basically the confirmation that Miyazaki is working at this game. To some dismay, interestingly enough, of some of the Armored Core fans, because they are fearing now that their game is becoming too much of a Dark Souls clone. And I have to say, like, don't get me wrong, I've been playing Armored Core since PlayStation 1. It was unique. It had a lot of issues. And I'm not really against the idea that they are making it more Dark Souls with mechs, like even more than it has been before. Like, I personally don't mind. It is still a unique setting, and you will probably not pop an Estus flask in a mech, so it should be fine. From Software's unique and deep sci-fi worldview, a multi-layered story set on the planet Bashtar, a sci-fi world devastated by a planet-wide disaster with an overwhelming sense of scale that only Mecha can provide. A vast field that represents a multi-layered world. In a massive and three-dimensional map, you can feel the scale of the mega universe. A wide variety of maps offer an array of challenging enemies and carefully crafted situations that are worth taking on again and again. So this sounds like as if the choose a mission system is back. So AC was never open world, or, well, not like the contingent world system Dark Souls was using. It was basically like, go back to a headquarter, choose a mission, jump into the mission, come back to the headquarter, right? Feel the tension in long and short range battles. This game offers not only long range combat with guns, but also short range combat elements such as blades and shields that add a sense of urgency to gameplay. This is something which AC always had been going. Like, this is not something new, but they seem to like reintroduce the series to the people, right? And decide between offensive or defensive tactics during tense and challenging battles against powerful enemies. Three-dimensional dynamic actions. The game's dynamic three-dimensional movement is something no human can imitate. You can move freely around the vast map with the unique mobility of a mech. So what they're basically saying is you can fly around, right? Like hovering, flying around, which always was a thing in the AC games. Like, yeah. High degree of freedom and customization. Reconfigure body parts and weapons in order to upgrade your mech. With a high level of customization, you can build a mech suit to play your playstyle. From a build that focuses on close-range combat and mobility, or a build that emphasizes firepower to wipe out swarms of enemies at once. I think that was one of the biggest things in the AC games, that you could completely customize your map. Like, you could have like a normal walker map, mech, but you could also have like a hovering mech, which would just be like a hoverboard, and then you had like tons of rockets and all that. It was really up to you what you wanted to design. And like Dark Souls, you could have like the perfect build, or you could have like a completely bullshit thing. You could still make it work somehow, but it wasn't really like the optimal performance you could get out of a build, right? Like, it was very similar to the ideas Dark Souls would had, but in a mech game. But yeah, this is the explanation for it. As I said, there are screenshots which I will not show because I'm fearing the wrath of Bandai Namco just DMCAing me, so not interested in that. But this is great. Like, I'm pretty sure that this game will not come out this year. Like, this year is all about Elden Ring, and I don't think that From Software will release a new game then. That would be new. It looks okay from what you will see on the screenshots. It looks very much at least PlayStation 4, but it looks more like PlayStation 5 and PC and all that. Like, it looks solid. Like, the AC games, like the same with the Dark Souls games, they were never like the newest tech, but it looks solid. They even show like one of the bigger boss fights, which is kind of cool, and I'm really looking forward to this. Like, personally, I'm hyped for this. We didn't get a new AC game in 10 years, and this will probably take like another year. And yeah, as I said, I know people are like, oh no, this is now made by freaking Miyazaki. I don't want that. That's too close to Dark Souls. It's like, I mean, people love the Dark Souls system and all the underlying RPG mechanics. And we already had very similar mechanics in the newer AC games. Like, Emerald Core for Answer was very Souls-like. Like, it was very, very Souls-like in what you could do. And I still believe it's one of the best AC games they ever made. But we will see. Like, we will see when we are getting the first trailer, and of course when we can play the game. Again, do I think this is real? Pretty much. Like the screenshots. If the person wouldn't have shown the screenshots to us, I would have said, yeah, this is a rumor. Like, take it with a huge grain of salt. But with the amount of screenshots they provided here, like, we are talking about 14 screenshots, all in-game, and the graphics look too good. Like, those are in-game screenshots, and this is definitely current gen graphics. Like, that is not something somebody just pulled from the old PlayStation 3 games, and just made screenshots of it. Like, it looks too good. So you can check them out yourselves, and I'm looking forward to it. And of course, I will keep you posted when we know more. With that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. It will help me out a great deal. If you're new to the channel and you want to hear more about gaming news, reactions, tips and tricks for new games, and you want to support me further, I would also appreciate if you might consider to subscribe. And if you ever want to catch me live, you can do so from Monday to Friday, starting at 9 a.m. ET, which is 2 p.m. UK time, and 3 p.m. Central European time, over at trovo.live/ChaosMole. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, and I hope I see you next time. Have a good one.